4 letters guaranteed to spell action at the Super Prix. KZUK. Enough said. Ben Blick and Scott Allen on the front row, with Matt Sherman and James Glenister on the second. Adam Glier, Lee Hasler, Dan Kelly, Henry Easthope, Lee Ward, Ian Thompson. Get a load of those names. John Pike in 11th position should be a strong one to watch. Hannah Lang from 16th position should be a cracker too. There's a lot of drivers in this race who are going to make some particularly good action. It's standing start, of course, for KZUK. And just look, that's a tight cluster in position. Away we go, and a cracking start. A couple of drivers very slow away, but into the first corner first. Is it going to be Ben Blick who holds the inside line? No, it isn't. Scott Allen takes an early advantage as through Cafe Corner for the first time. It looks as if we're A-OK. The field charges down the straight, past the first hairpin, into the long one. KZUK, of course, very, very fast cars, these ones. And there's contact up in the air. That's Glenn Guest and James Moorcroft off together. It looks as though they went into the back of Tom Pitlick on the way through. They both go out of the race, and Glenn Guest, sorry to laugh, Glenn, but he picks up the front of Moorcroft's car, slams it on the deck and throws his arms in the air. What is the point? He goes over the top, a lot of carts into too small a space. Adam Rustling in the 9 car managing to get away from that one. The 2 cars stranded on the exit of Stratford Corner, but it's the 11 of Scott Allen who leads in the early stages here in front of Ben Blick.
Glenn Guest looks like he's blaming James Moorcroft from that, but Moorcroft may have had some help himself. One driver that was hampered as well, I noticed, was Hannah Lang.
Indeed she was. Shane Daly and Lee Ward out of the race, as well as up the inside is Ben Blick having a look for the lead of the race here on Scott Allen. He's got it done! That was very close indeed. He makes the move stick. Beautifully timed as well. And as he blasts up to the Bruno Ferrari chicane, Ben Blick leads, and up to 3rd position now comes the number 3. James Glenister's made the move on Matt Sherwin.
Looks like Ben Blick had seen the graphic there and thought, hold on, no, I'm not second, I'm first, and went for it up into the hairpin. Great move. Here comes Adam Glier, 36 up the inside, and another fantastic move. Adam Glier has impressed me since he came into the KZ1 class last year. He's been fantastic.
Oh, that's Hannah Lang.
Yeah, Hannah Lang there, she's retiring. Just here, top right of the picture there, pink helmet, easy to spot.
Such a shame for Hannah Lang. She's one of the star drivers in this championship. And up the inside again, here comes the 11. Allen is through again. Oh, contacted up over the top. These two having a great rivalry, and that was very close indeed. Ben Blick, he will say, I was brake tested there, wasn't I? We should have been getting on the throttle at that point. But Ben Blick, well, he's going to have a very interesting opinion of that one later.
Well, just a little racing incident, nothing more than that. No damage done. They're still running 1 and 2. Plenty of time left in the race. 7 car going through the hairpin. Matt Sherwin.
Dan Kelly is next on the road, and behind him is the number 1, Henry Easthope, with the 63. John Pike not far behind. Just the names in this class again. Some superior talent in this field, and it's going to be really interesting to see how the second half of this race plays out, with Allen and the 5 of Blick already having a great scrap. Up the inside, there goes Kelly to make the move on the inside there of the 7 of Matt Sherwin. Brilliant performance here from Sherwin, but it's Kelly who manages to get one over on him. Easthope's trying to come through as well. I've been very impressed recently by Ben Blick's performance, the man in 2nd position. He was one of the star drivers in the Henry Surtees Foundation Challenge at Brooklands. He took a bit of a hand to some of the Racing Steps Foundation superstars that are now in single-seaters, and he proved that, well, all you need is a decent KZ kart racer, and you can show up a few of the professional racing drivers of this world. He was having a great day then, one of the fastest drivers in the field, and now he's trying to put one over on, of all drivers, Scott Allen.
Gearbox karts use the full circuit here. That's Henry Easthope up the inside of Matt Sherwin. So the 2-time British champion, he's won the championship for the last 2 years, makes his way through to 6th place. I say he's won it for the last 2 years. He won't be winning it 3 years on the trot. He's not taking part this year. Super 1 British Championships that we've put so much effort into promoting this class, Jake, over the last few years at Super 1 level. To find out this year it's all about politics to do with tyres, and we've only got 5 taking part, and Henry Easthope is not one of them.
Well, Sherwin losing the place there to John Pike. The Welshman makes his way through, the former Lotus kart development driver. Remember that project?
Yeah. And he, of course, won the first round of the British Championships this year, so he could be running the 1 plate on his car at the end of the season.
So John Pike managing to get one over on Sherwin there. That was a killer move from Easthope a couple of laps ago, though, wasn't it? He did a proper PK and Mansell manoeuvre there, as Miles Murphy having a bit of a battle there.
Yeah, victim of a hit and run incident 3 years ago, Miles Murphy. This is his first season back. In fact, he's only been back 2 or 3 months in the class. He was a victim of a hit and run incident in, was it Cheltenham, I think it was. A drunk driver, unfortunately. A lot of injuries, a lot of damage, but nice to see him back to full fitness now.
Well, Lee Hasler having a good battle there with Joe Charlton at the front of that little battle that Miles Murphy is trying to keep up with. Here's the leaders. Scott Allen in front of Ben Blick. Then it's Glenister in front of Adam Glear. Then comes Kelly, Easthope. John Pike is 7th position in front of Sherwin. Down to the hairpin. 9th position being debated is up the inside. There goes Joe Charlton. He makes the move on Lee Hasler for 9th position, but I'm not sure he's got this done. Here comes Hasler again into the Bruno Ferrari chicane. He has to back out of it. He really left that to the last possible minute, and now he's vulnerable to attack from Miles Murphy in 11th.
Impressed with Miles Murphy here. 11th in this company is really good for, you know, just a few months back in karting, to be fair. It's a great performance here by Miles in 11th place. There he is, just coming through the line now.
And just in behind him as well is the number 9 of Adam Rustling, who got away with that first hairpin misdemeanor. He was trying to avoid the carnage. I think he managed just about to get away with it all. Easthope is right on the back of Kelly once again. Down to the hairpin. I thought we were going to see an overtaking move or two. We didn't in the end, but Easthope is now right on the back of Kelly, trying to move up into what is P5, and he's got an incredibly fast line through the exit of that first part of the chicane, where he's able to make up a lot of time. That's the 10 just going through there, Ian Thompson.
Yeah, Adam Rustling on the back of Miles Murphy, applying some pressure. There is Miles on the 57. Great to see him back after those injuries that he suffered. I think his mum's still trying to get him a house out of the insurance company, to be fair. And if you get hit by a drunk driver who leaves you for dead, then a house, I think, is the minimum you should expect.
I think 7 or 8 houses is probably my reckoning personally. Henry Easthope, though, British champion for the last 2 seasons, still battling as John Pike is having to defend big style in front of Sherwin, and that's held up Sherwin. The back end steps out and through into 8th position goes kart number 8. Joe Charlton has put one over on Sherwin, and now he's already starting to have a look at John Pike.
Great midfield battle this one. When I say midfield, it's towards the front of the field, I guess. Pike just managing to hold on at the moment, but Joe Charlton putting him under pressure. How long is he going to withstand that pressure, I wonder?
Well, John Pike is going to have to work very hard on this last lap to hold Charlton at bay. He's looking very racy indeed. Adam Glear is the fastest man on the track in 4th position, but it's going to be Scott Allen that holds on in front of Ben Blick, almost certainly. I can't really see Ben, even from that far back, making a big stab of it. Easthope might get a move or two. Charlton locks out Pike to the braking zone and then drifts wide. Pike is going to get alongside him again. Easthope's trying to close up on his rival there, Dan Kelly, but I'm not sure how that's worked out between Pike and Charlton. We need to go further forward because Scott Allen is going to take the checkered flag here and get the race victory. Out of the final turn he will go. Scott Allen takes the victory surely now. Yes, he does, in front of Ben Blick, and that's what it means to him. A 3rd place for Glenister in front of Adam Glear, Kelly in front of Easthope, and it is Charlton who comes home in 7th. He does pip John Pike to the flag there. Brilliant battle to take him on the last lap. Scott Allen gets the E-plate though in front of Ben Blick and James Glenister, with Glear, Kelly and Easthope rounding out the top 6. We'll close up the 2016 Whelen Europe Super Prix here at Shenington with the 250 Nationals. Another good race in the offing here for Lee Stamp and Aaron Powell on the front row of the grid. Paul Lawson and Richard Morris on the second. Ashley Lewis, Chris Morris, Mike Darling, Jack Love, Tim Woods and Ron Stamp round out the top 10, with Duncan Snell and Piers in behind for close company. Standing start once again in the 250 Nationals, and away we go. It's a terrible start for the 14, Paul Lawson. Lawson doesn't go anywhere.
The man from the second row failed to start from P3. What an absolute sickener. And somebody else pulling off there as well. Couldn't quite make out who that was. It was in fact Ron Stamp. So we got 2 karts off before they even get to turn 1 effectively.
So here they go then on the first lap. A little bit of jostling in position, but out in front. No major dramas for the O-Plate. Leading the way, Lee Stamp, the British Open champion at this level. Aaron Powell there in 2nd position in front of Richard Morris. So already battle is joined in the opening stages of this one. And it's the O-Plate, Lee Stamp, who wants to stamp his authority on the rest of the field.
And if anyone can, Lee can. Absolute top quality Lee Stamp. Looking to add the E-plate to that O-plate in his racing CV. 85 Aaron Powell in 2nd place going through turn 1, but he may come under pressure pretty soon. It's The 14 in the background, Jake, going no further.
That's Paul Lawson. He didn't even go about 100 metres or so. The yellow flag's flying at that first corner, so nobody will be able to overtake. On the run to the hairpin, though, here comes Richard Morris up to second position, past Aaron Powell. That was neatly done. He had the speed, he had the control, and he had the pace. So into second position goes the Jade Cart of the number 20, Richard Morris. There's not much Aaron Powell can do about that for the moment, although a good exit out of here, and he might just get it back again.
Yeah, Richard Morris looking pretty racy, I have to say. He's got some pace, there's no doubt, but can he close the leader, who's already developed a nice gap here? But it's not insurmountable, still enough time left.
Yeah, I can't see Stamp losing this one personally. He seems to have a good rhythm. He's out in front. The man in fourth position is Chris Morris, the 41 Jade Cart, trying to stay in touch with the podium runners. Yellow flag still flying there at the first corner, so clearly the 14 cart, whatever it was that Lawson had a problem with, he's not able to move that cart very quickly. Fifth position, the 21, that's Jack Love, so he's trying his best to close up on the 41 of Chris Morris to try and move up a position. Nice little battle just outside the top six here. This is Mike Darling in front of the 38 of Max Snell as they battle for 8th position. Max Snell can't quite get the move done yet. Down the hanger straight again and into hanger corner. But this man out in front, Lee Stamp, no problems at all for the O-plate. Morris is still there in second position in front of Powell, Chris Morris, and then the 21 in 5th position still of Jack Love. Those 3-4 carts are starting to tighten up a little bit though, as we got a spinner. That's Matthew Duncan. Duncan was trying to go for 6th position. Well, we thought we were going to lose the yellow flag at the first corner, and we got it reappearing very briefly. He has recovered the cart, but he's done so right in front of the 38 of Snell, and Snell's going to go for it up the inside. Duncan sliding around a little bit there as he tries to recover, but that puts him now down into 9th position, or does it? Back into 8th position, he goes again on the inside of Snell. So he's on the comeback charge then. Great move from Matthew Duncan. He is definitely coming back strong from that little misdemeanor at Cafe Corner. So Snell trying to get on the back of him again to try and get the position back. But I'm not so sure he can. Very feisty little cart, that one, the 11 of Matthew Duncan, the Jade Honda, able to get away pretty rapidly, it has to be said. Still the O-plate out in front, the top 5 pulling clear. 6th position is the 24 at the moment, that's Ashley Lewis. We haven't really spoken much about him because he's been very comfortable, sat there in position. The 96 in 10th position, notably, is Tim Woods, looking to round out the top 10 here at Shenington. But still, the 11 of Matthew Duncan charges after Mike Darling. Can he get the manoeuvre into the Bruno Ferrari chicane? Well, we leave it at exactly the wrong moment to answer that question. There's Aaron Powell, and behind him on the road now is Jack Love. It seems as though out of the side of the cameras we've lost Chris Morris. He is out of the race by the look of it. And that now promotes Jack Love to 4th position. Up to 5th comes the 24 of Ashley Lewis. And this battle is now for 6th place, with Darling still at the front of it. Into the last lap, and it's still going all guns blazing for Richard Morris in 2nd place, but that man, Lee Stamp, will not be defeated here at Shenington. 45.18 seconds, the fastest lap of the race, and that man is going to add the E-plate to the O-plate, and he's going to have a very nice drink in the bar afterwards. A very nice race performance for Lee Stamp out of the final turn. The checkered flag flies, and it's domination from Lee Stamp in the 250 Nationals. Absolutely brilliant result. 2nd place for the 20 of Richard Morris in front of Aaron Powell. Jack Love will come home in 4th position, and Ashley Lewis is only just going to pit Matthew Duncan to 5th position. A brilliant performance though from Lee Stamp. He had the O-plate, and now he has the E-plate. Thanks for the memories, Shenington. Another fantastic Super Prix in the bag in 2016. For more details on the Shenington Kart Racing Club, head to their website, sheningtonkrc.co.uk, or for your local karting club, head to abkc.org.uk. We'll be back in action with the cameras again next month at the TKM Festival at Kimbolton. From Alan and myself, see you soon.